Hello and welcome to Continuous Learning. I am Kishan and we are back again with another video. If you find the content meaningful, do not forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Drop your valuable suggestions in the comment section and feel free to share the video with your new ones so that even they learn. So let us begin. Friends, this video is in continuation to our earlier videos on Lean tools. Prior to this video, we have already discussed about Kaizen, Poka-yoke and PDCA. So these three tools have already been discussed in my previous videos. You will find the link in the description below. Today we will discuss on another Lean tool. So friends, today in this video, we are going to discuss about 5S. We will understand what 5S is, why is it used, where is it used, because most of us in a lot of organizations misinterpret 5S as housekeeping. So stay tuned till end of the video. There would be a lot of misconceptions in your mind which would definitely be cleared by end of this video. So let us begin. So friends, we are usually frustrated in few of the scenarios. I will cite a few examples to help you understand. The first example is when an operator or a worker feels that this working position is making me tired. Second case is that I am trying to figure out a document in my laptop or my computer, but I am unable to do so. Third, I cannot remember what to do next and how to do next. The next is I find that time is not enough to complete this work. And one more example we'll see that we'll realize that we are making or repeating mistakes again and again. So these are few of the examples which we usually face in our daily routines and we get frustrated. So friends, this Lean tool 5S is a great help to overcome such situations. So we will understand how. Let us initiate the video by understanding what is 5S. So 5S basically is a system for organizing spaces so work can be performed efficiently, effectively and safely. This primarily focuses on putting everything where it belongs to and keeping workplace clean, which makes it easier for the people to do their jobs without wasting time or risking injury. So this was basically founded by Hiroyuki Hirano in 1980s and this is also a part of Toyota production system. Moving ahead in the video, let us understand about 5S. So 5S basically is a Japanese word or a Japanese term in which every S signifies something. So let us understand what. So the first S is Siri, the second S is Seton, the third S is Siso, the fourth S is Shiketsu, and the fifth S is Shitsuke. So these are all Japanese terms. Now we will understand what these Japanese terms mean in English. So in English, 1S is sorting, 2S is setting in order, third S is shine or shining the workplace, fourth S is standardize, and fifth S is sustainable or sustainability or sustain. Now let us understand what do these terms mean in Hindi. So in Hindi, first S is Chhatai, second S Susajjit Vyavastha, third S Swachhata, fourth S Mankikaran and fifth S is Swa Anushasan. So if we want to understand Japanese versus English versus Hindi in one glance, let us understand and let us have a quick look. So in Japanese, Siri, Seton, Siso, Shiketsu and Shitsuke becomes sorting, set in order, shine, standardize and sustainable in English, and it further becomes Chhatai, Susajjit Vyavastha, Swachhata, Mankikaran and Swa Anushasan in Hindi. So this is a one-to-one comparison that what a Japanese word means in English and further in Hindi. So this will help you clear your confusions between Japanese, English and Hindi terminologies. Now moving ahead in the video, we will discuss about every term of 5S. How should we proceed? So the first S was sorting. So sorting basically means focusing on eliminating unnecessary items from the workplace. And second, categorizing equipment, furniture, tool in your working place into below three categories. The first category is necessary, the second category is unnecessary, and the third category is may not be necessary. So in sorting, the activities which we usually do is, number one, in not needed category, we will figure out items that are not used in current work processes. In the second category, that is may need, we will keep only items which are occasionally used. And the third category is a must need or daily needed items, and we will keep daily needed items in this particular category. So in this particular section, there are certain questions which should come in our mind. The questions are, number one, what is the purpose of this item? Second, when was this item last used? Third, how frequently do I use this item? Fourth, who uses this item? And fifth, does it really need to be here? So if you figure out answer to these questions, you would easily be able to figure out your items into the categories we discussed earlier. That is necessary, may be necessary, and not needed. Let us take some examples to understand this. So what we do is we place red tag for categorization of items to identify unnecessary items. Second, we move unnecessary items like broken tools, obsolete jigs and fixtures, scrap or excess material to a separate defined area. We free up valuable space to improve space utilization, and we also find out abnormality in equipments and tool to figure out if something is going out of order or if something is missing. So these are few of the examples that we do while doing sorting. The second term in 5S is setting in order. So what does set in order mean? So set basically is based on finding efficient and effective storage of necessary item. So what do? Is we apply can see, can take out and can return philosophy during this particular phase. This saves a lot of time and energy to look for something. So the activities that are involved in this particular phase is, one, we have a consensus among co-workers on where and how to organize necessary items. Second, we use 5S tools for proper organizations of items, like we do labeling, we may do color coding, we may do numbering, or we may do zoning. Also, we arrange them properly based on if I can see, then probably I can take out, and then again I can return. So this is a philosophy which I usually prefer during this phase. So while I am in this phase, there are few questions which come into my mind. The one is, which people use which items? Second, when are items used? Third, which items are used more frequently? Fourth, should items be grouped by type? Fifth, where would be most logical to place items? Would some placements be more ergonomic for workers, or would some placements cut down unnecessary motion? And are more storage containers necessary to keep things organized? So these are some of the questions which come into our mind when we are in this phase of 5S. So answer to these questions helps us setting things in order. Now let us take some examples. Already discussed that labeling, numbering, zoning for clear identification of storage areas to keep necessary items is one of the examples. Second, we set necessary items matching with workflow to minimize unnecessary movement and transportation time. So out of the 7 waste, the lean waste we all know about. So unnecessary movement is one of the lean manufacturing waste. So right. So if we set things in accordance to workflow, we would avoid unnecessary movement and we would also save a lot of transportation time. Let us move to step 3. Step 3 of 5S is shine. So in shine, what do? We basically clean up one's workplace daily so that there is no dust on the floor, on the machine, on the work table or on the equipment. And second, it helps us create ownership and build pride amongst the workers or the employees who are doing it. So the activities involved are, we clean the floors, we clean the windows, the walls, the work tables, the equipment. Second, we maintain and clean office automation machines, medical equipments, tools, furnitures, etc. And we develop and follow a maintenance schedule. So we develop a maintenance schedule and we stick to it. This helps us to effectively, implement this particular stage of 5S. Let us take some examples. One example I already discussed was daily cleaning of floor, bathroom, corridors, etc. Second, regular cleaning and maintenance of equipments, tools and machines. Third is periodical checks for changes in equipments and in the surface areas, or in the service areas. Like if there is a leakage in the machine, there is vibration, there is misalignment, there is, breakage. So these are things which we can avoid if we do a periodical check. And this can further be avoided if there is a regular cleaning and shining of the machine or the workplace where we are working in. Moving on to the fourth step. Fourth step focuses on standardization, that is standardize. So what do we do here? We maintain an environment, one, where S1 to S3, what we discussed earlier, can be implemented in the same manner throughout the organization. And second, we give opportunities to employees, all the employees, to take actively part in these development, and in the development of all the standards. So some of the activities are, we make mechanism processes to standardize activities which we have already done from S1 and S1, S2 and S3. Second, we also focus that everyone in the organization should participate. Let us take few examples. How do we standardize? One, we can make a work instructions, 1-point lessons, standard operating procedures. Second, we can make a checklist, and regularize the usage of SOPs. And third, we can do color coding for waste segregation. So these are few examples, which we usually prefer while doing standardization. Let us move to the fifth and the last step of this 5S methodology, which is the sustain part. In sustenance, what do? We ensure that from S1 to S4, whatever we have done, we ensure it through discipline, commitment and employee or workers empowerment. Second, we also focus on defining a new mindset and a standard for the workplace. So the activities involved are, one, we measure the improvement for whatever we have done from S1 to S4. Second, we also ensure that we are monitoring the effectiveness. Third, we also focus to help sustain 5S practices. We make sure all new employees receive training about their areas and 5S procedures. And the fourth, which is a very important step, that we always keep on doing benchmarking of the best practices followed in other organizations to help us continuously improving. So some of the examples are regular reporting of the 5S course, refresher and awareness sessions to all the employees and workers in the organization. We can do a reward and recognition also to identify which are the areas, which are the people and which are the departments which are doing their best to ensure 5S. We can also do this while displaying achievements on the notice board, circulars or the newsletters. So this helps us improving the working culture of the organization and also sustaining the results of 5S which we have already achieved. Let us take some of the examples to understand 5S. So this picture indicates how things are before implementing 5S. Material scattered everywhere, no standardization, no cleaning, no shining, nothing is in order. And the other side, if you see the right side of the video or the picture, you will see how the area looks like once the 5S is implemented. So we have marking for which material is to be stored at which particular place. There are color coded bins where specific parts are kept. So this helps us improve the workplace, improve the mindset, and also helps us in reducing the waste which usually happens in our workplaces or organization. Let us take few more examples. If you see this picture, you will see how beautifully a drawer is maintained. You have separate spaces for eraser, calculator, pencils, pen, scissors. Everything has a place and everything is kept at a defined place. So this would help a lot, save you a lot of time while you are in your daily routines. Usually we open our drawer and keep on searching for every small things. So this is just a very small application of 5S methodology. You can see another picture. This shows how beautifully a shop floor is maintained. You can see every machine has a specific location and all machines are kept at its specific locations. Separate red zone, yellow zones are identified. So if we implement 5S in our work areas, one, visually the organization, the workplace looks a very good place to work, and second, we would avoid a lot of losses going forward. Now, since we have studied about 5S and we know in detail what 5S means, let us understand the benefits which we would achieve if we implement 5S in our workplaces or the organization. So the first benefit is we would reduce a lot of cost involved in the process. We would reduce waste, so the cost would by default reduce. Second is the quality by default improves. You reduce waste, you improve your working standards, the quality by default improves. The third is the productivity increases because you are reducing the waste. Your productivity improves, your quality improves, and the cost gets reduced. Next is the employee working in a specific area gets very satisfied that the area where he's working is very beautiful. He's taking ownership of that particular workplace. The losses are minimum, so he feels very confident and very satisfied. And the last and a very important part is that we have a safe working environment. So nowadays most of the companies have termed 5S as 6S, and the 6th S being safety, where we focus on making our workplace more safer to work for all the employees. So friends, this is it for today's video. I hope all your queries and questions related to 5S would have been answered. If there are still certain questions left unanswered, you may drop down your questions in the comment section. I will get back to you with the answers. If you find the content meaningful, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Also share with your friends so that they can benefit from this video. We'll see you again with another video on Lean Tools. Until then, bye bye.